Sonic Dream Team came out just last week, and when this was first announced, I wanted to try out the game on as many devices as I could get my hands on. So now that the game is out, let's do just that. And before I start, I apologize for the lack of audio in some of these clips. Recording footage for this was a nightmare, and I generally wasn't able to get both audio and video working properly. First up is the iPhone 15 Pro, which uses the A17 Pro chip. Currently, this chip is found only in the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, and as you can imagine, the 15 Pro has literally no problem running the game. There might be some super small stutters here and there, but they're so few and far between that it's hard to notice when it happens. The game supports controllers, so I tested it out with my USB-C backbone, and it works perfectly. Touch controls are here as well, and they work well enough for this type of game. Far from ideal, but they're probably the best you're gonna get on a touchscreen. But with that done, let's try out the next device. The next device on the list is the iPhone 15 Plus. It's got the A16 Bionic, which is in the iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 14 Pro Max, and iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus. Despite being last year's flagship chip, it runs the game amazingly. I did notice one small stutter going into a goal portal, but that was literally it. The game runs buttery smooth 99% of the time. No complaints from me here. Let's go on to the next device. Next up on the list is the iPhone 13 Pro. The rest of the footage here has my live reactions to each device, so I'll just let that play out until the end. Bruh. Alright, so the second phone on the list here is the iPhone 13 Pro. I've got it set up right here, and let's get to Sonic Dream Team. I forgot I already had it open. Let me fix that. There we go. Oh my god, my first time trying it, yay. Nah, but to be serious, this is the sort of like the second time, because I booted it up last night just to kind of try it out. Also, I apologize for the lack of audio on your end, because the adapter I bought off Amazon, or it could just be iOS, I don't know, but either way, the audio is like broken, like it's like really crackly and distorted, so I'm not even going to bother. I'm just getting audio to my AirPods, so at least I can still hear it. But let's try that. Let's just go there, that's fine. And still aim me too, that's fine. But yeah, I have it right now. Everything maxed out, I believe. Let me go back and I'll check here in a second. Oh my god, this bitrate is terrible. This adapter is trash. I'm so sorry. But yeah, everything is maxed out. The iPhone 13 Pro, for context, uses the A15 Bionic, which is in the iPhone 13, 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max, as well as the iPad Mini 6, the iPhone 14, as well as the iPhone 14 Plus. It's also in the Apple TV, so it's in quite a few products. You probably own this some way or another, but yeah, if you have a newer Apple device. But yeah, it's running quite well. Let me actually look at the phone, so I'm not getting this input delay. I've been playing this for a little bit on my 15 Pro, which you already saw, but on the 13 Pro here, it's still running very well. My only complaint is that the controls aren't mapped amazingly to controller, but it's fine. And obviously that has nothing to do with the phone. But yeah, we're getting a smooth 60 FPS here, and it still looks really good because I'm running it at full resolution. For some reason, it wanted to run at half the resolution of the screen, which is a no-go, because this screen is basically 1080p, so you'd be looking at 540p, which, no thank you. And yeah, this runs really well. I would have, if I didn't have a 15 Pro and this was my only Apple device, I would have no complaints at all. And right now, just for some context, I am playing with a DualSense, and it works really well. I mean, there's a little bit of delay. It could just be Bluetooth. In fact, it very likely is Bluetooth, because I was playing with a backbone on my 15 Pro, a USB-C backbone, obviously, and it was working just fine without delay, at least that I could notice. Why can't I go the opposite direction? But yeah, a little bit of delay, nothing significant, and in fact, if you're not super prone to delay, you won't notice it. Alright, perfect. I only got one red ring. Alright, let's go down to the iPhone SE, the 2020 version specifically. Alright, so now I'm on the iPhone SE. It is an A13 Bionic, I believe, which is the chip from the, obviously, iPhone SE 2020, the iPhone 11, as well as the iPad 9th generation. So this is sort of the performance tier you're going to be looking at. And I have my DualSense paired once again. On the other devices, I'll try out an Xbox controller. It should function the same, but I'll try it just to try it. I don't care. And this, I did not modify the settings, so I'll have to take a look and see what it's set to. Oh my god! these default settings, what the hell? I mean, at least the blur is nice, but holy, that looks horrendous. It looks better on the phone screen itself, but on my monitor, oh my god. I also can't pause, so I guess it's gonna look like this for a little bit. Okay, graphics, I'm assuming it's, yeah, medium settings at 0.5 res scale. Put that up to maximum, and put that up maximum too, why not? It can probably handle it. I mean, it's not doing it. There's some pop in. Yeah, it's doing it fine. Yeah, this is great actually. For how cheap I got this phone, because I got this phone prepaid for $100 and it's running it amazing. If they still sold this phone prepaid for $100, I would have recommended it in my last video, but I do not believe so. I was not able to find it when I was making that video. I'm not seeing any frame drops or anything. I mean, there was some when I was getting back into the game from the pause screen, but I mean, other than that, this is perfectly fine. I mean, yeah, from what I'm testing here, this is running quite well. If you have an iPhone SE or an iPhone 11 or an iPad 9th gen, this will run really good. My damn Android phone making noises in the background. Shut up, I'm trading you in. I mean, a little, like, pause there when I went to the portal, but it does that on even on my iPhone 15 Pro. So, I mean, yeah, this is running quite well. I don't want notifications on this phone, bro. Although I will say, on this phone, simply because the resolution is so low, blowing it up on a screen makes it real chunky. But on the actual phone screen itself, it looks great. So, I don't really think there's an issue here. But yeah, let's go to the iPad Air 3. So next up on the list is the iPad Air 3. I apologize if the footage looks kind of weird because for one, the iPad is not a standard resolution, so it won't scale too well. And this stupid adapter I bought off of Amazon is like not really taking all this footage well. Like my iPhone 13 Pro footage, I had to stretch it. My iPad Air 3 footage, I had to stretch it. So this may look kind of weird, and I do apologize if it does. I'm dumb, I forgot to even install Dream Team, hold on. Okay, while I look up Sonic Dream Team, for context, this is the Apple A12 chip, which is in, again, quite a few devices. You're going to be looking at the iPhone XS and XR series of phones. You're also going to be looking at the iPad 8, I believe, as well as the iPad Air 3 like I have here. You're going to be looking at the Apple TV 4K 2nd gen, I think? I don't remember. It's one of the Apple TVs. And you're also looking at the... I think that's it. I think. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, I'll put it on screen now. And once the game is done downloading, I'm going to try out something. I actually have a keyboard on my iPad. I have a Logitech case that has like a keyboard built into it. So I'm going to try out a mouse and keyboard on this game and see if it actually does anything. Because it presumably would obviously support it because the Mac is obviously a mouse and keyboard device, so they would need to have some kind of controls with that. So maybe those controls are on iOS? We'll see. Alright, we're back. The game is done downloading, so let's take a look. For one, I'm really interested to see if it actually supports keyboard and mouse on iPad. But I'm also interested to see what the default settings are. Because the A12 is not a slouch, but at the same time, it is definitely an older chip. So they may be kind of underestimating it here. Lag spikes on the opening video, that's weird. Okay, not a good sign. The keyboard is doing nothing. Keyboard is doing literally nothing. At least here, it may do something in game, let's see. But before we do that, let's go to graphics quality and see. Okay, so it did the same thing as the iPhone SE, where I went medium settings, but then half res scale. Let's do full and then keep it at medium. It's probably going to be what works for this. I know I went up to full very high graphics on the SE, but I think this one might be pushing it. So obviously the mouse works because the mouse is literally just emulating a finger, so that's fine. But as far as actually controlling, we'll see here. Couple drops there, but that wasn't terrible. Ooh, yep. WASD does absolutely nothing. Arrow keys do absolutely nothing. I wonder, can I use the Oh, I can. I mean, I guess if you want to control it with only the mouse, you could, but that seems like a bad way to go about life, so I wouldn't do that. You can probably use the mouse to control the buttons on the left and right here when they pop up. Let's see. I'll use my finger for this. Well, that totally works, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that, but if you're a maniac, you most certainly could. I think switching between buttons will be pretty annoying with a mouse, but it's doable, seems like. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's an issue. I don't know how I'm gonna homing attack on things if I need to jump and then press the homing attack button. But yeah, I mean, it still looks really clear, really crisp. Still running at a full 60 FPS. There may be some frame drops here and there that I just can't see. But yeah, it's running really good. This is perfectly fine. If you have an iPhone XR or an iPhone XS, or like I said, an iPad 8 or an iPad Air 3, then this is perfectly fine. This is great even. And I guess you can use the mouse for the camera too, which is pretty nice. Yeah, this is definitely doable as far as the performance is concerned. Again, my only worry with pretty much all these devices is going to be battery life, because on the on my 13 Pro, it wasn't doing very kindly to my battery from what I was seeing. But yeah, I mean, I was able to complete the stage just fine. This works pretty well from what I'm seeing here. Let's go on to the last device for the night, the big cheese, if you will. Alright, so now we are on the big kahuna, known as the iPhone 6s. This is the cheapest possible way to play Sonic Dream Team, if I'm not mistaken. You may be able to find an Apple TV that can play it, but this is the most consistent way to get the game real cheap. This iPhone 6s, this one I've owned for a while, but you can find them on eBay for like, literally like $40. If you find one broken with maybe like a broken screen or maybe like a bad ESN or something, you can probably find it for like 20. Like, this phone is so damn cheap. Oh, let me log back in. Oops. Oh my god. I had this phone at I've literally done nothing and this phone went down 20% in battery. Okay, I need to get a cable. Hold on. Okay, that is much better. Oh my god, it went down 5%, me just trying to find a damn charger. That's crazy. Okay, I really hope this this charger is powerful enough to play the game at the same time as charging it. But let's see. Okay, there we go. I have not tried this out. This is gonna be like my first time trying this. Okay, that was kind of worrying. Okay, that came up just fine. This load time is kind of worrying me, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. The 2D cutscene is lagging. Oh. Okay, now it's fine. It was just a little beginning. It's just lagging at the beginning. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Oh god, okay. Oh. Okay, it seems like it's doing it. It's just not having fun. Also for context, you can obviously tell, but I'm using an Xbox controller right now, just to kind of switch it up. But yeah, let's see. Go into I cannot change the graphics quality. That's how you know this phone is not up to the task. Of course, I didn't get my cloud save. God damn it. Okay. It's been here for a little bit. I don't think it's crashed, but oh, okay, there we go. Okay. It's doing the same thing as the iPhone SE, where it's like looking like a N64 game. Although these pixels are much sharper than N64, let's be real. No, I don't want to skip this. Oh god. Okay. I mean, looking at it on the iPhone screen, it's not terrible. Oh, ooh. That is not that is not what I want to see. I mean, simply from what I'm seeing now, if you're broke, you can make it work. That's all I'm saying. Oh. Okay, I will admit that's really bad. It could just be like caching shaders. Maybe, I don't know. Because I can't imagine they they made a native version of this game specifically for the phone, although it's all ARM, so I don't think that would matter, but oh my god. I'm an idiot. I did not read the instructions. I'm used to the PlayStation, I'm sorry. AX, there we go. I did it. But yeah, this is far from ideal, but I mean it works. I mean it, like it says on the tin, it said it worked, so Now what I'm curious about, I guess, is whether or not this works halfway decent on the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 8. Because those are also very common phones, and if you're savvy enough, you can definitely get them for around 50-60 bucks, but oh, what the hell? Okay, that didn't work out. What the? Why wasn't it working? Okay, there we go. I wonder if it was because I was jumping before, but I don't know, whatever. Use the camera to, oh my god. Okay, can I go please? I know how to use the camera, thank you. Gotta say, I'm not used to not having a stomp. Like, 3D Sonic needs a stomp. Oh, that was interesting. That was that nice pause before actually going to the animation was whoo buddy. No, don't give me notifications on this phone, for the love of God. Stop, I don't care. Also, I forgot to say it before, but this this A9 processor in here only has 2 gigs of memory, and this chip is in like quite a few devices. It's in the 6S and 6S Plus. It is in the iPhone SE first generation. It's in, I think, one of the iPads, I think the 5th gen, if I'm not mistaken. So, this iPad, or this processor is fairly ubiquitous. This is, sure is interesting, huh? The best thing I could say about this is that I'm surprised it's even working. Like, this phone, like I said, only has 2 gigs of RAM, and the system I was obviously going to take some, at the very least, like a gig and a half. This game is having to run on probably less than half a gigabyte, probably like maximum half a gigabyte. And the game is running on what is, let's see, 2015? So we're looking at 8-year-old hardware, which for a brand new video game to run on 8-year-old mobile hardware at that is extremely impressive. So hats off to Sega Hardlight for even making this happen. They didn't really need to, because I imagine there's so few people using this processor anymore, but I mean, they made it happen, and that's pretty commendable. So yeah, and once you sort of get into the gameplay, the lag isn't as noticeable. Like, it just sort of blends in to the experience. Especially here on the phone screen, it doesn't look that bad. It just, when I look at it on my monitor, that's where it looks like absolute trash. So I will say though, if you're playing this on an iPad that has an A9 chip, yeah, have fun with the pixels, bud. Also, let me know in the comments if you guys want a part 2 with more devices. If this video does well, I'd be willing to buy some devices I don't have and maybe try them out for a video. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see that. But let's see, let's get to the game here. And I will say though, these really bad graphics do help with my lightning adapter, because the lightning adapter doesn't have to push as much data, because it's a lot more chunky. But yeah, honestly, this is playable enough to where I think you can make it work if you can't afford a better phone. Although, of course, you can spend a little bit more money and get a much better device, whether it be an iPad or an Apple TV. So this is far from ideal if you can spend more, but if you can't, I mean, it works. After testing all the devices I own, I kind of have a newfound appreciation for the iPhone SE 2nd generation. The A13 chip that powers the phone is 5 years old at this point, but despite that, the game runs shockingly well. The only hiccup with this phone, and all iPhones for that matter, is heat and battery life. On the 15 Plus and 15 Pro, the battery drain was quite acceptable, but on the smaller SE and 6S devices, I would have been lucky to get 90 minutes. But that's fairly standard for a small smartphone running a 3D game. Heat, on the other hand, was a fairly big issue. I noticed the 15 Pro and 6S especially getting uncomfortably warm to the touch. All I'm going to say is that they're very lucky it's the wintertime. What Apple device are you going to play Dream Team on? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank Azu Crystal for being my lone Patreon supporter, and if you'd like to join her, the link will be in the description. If this video does well, I plan on buying a few more Apple devices to test with, so if you enjoyed the video, share it with your friends. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.